What's up, young stunners and your fresh whips? Welcome to another episode of Garage Topics. You saw in my truck episode I had some wheels, rims, tires, some good stuff to roll on in the back of the truck. Well, those weren't for the truck, those are for the G8. So I looked on the old Craigslist and found a good deal of some wheels for the G8, so let's unload them and bring them in the garage. These wheels are the sport package wheels that came with the G8 in 2008-2009. These are something I wanted really bad, but found a good deal on Craigslist. If you hustle and bustle, you can find some good deals on there. They seem to have pretty good tread from what I can tell. Maybe one of them was overinflated because I noticed that the middle had less tread. It's this tire here. Maybe an overinflated because the outside tread's good. The inside isn't as much as the rest of them, but most part tread's good. These are summer tires. They all match. They're BF Goodrich G4 Sports, from what I can tell. All the wheels are in good shape. I don't see any signs of, or minimal signs of curb rash, but one of them does have an issue. Brake dust. And normally brake dust, you just get some oil tire cleaner and it comes right off, but this brake dust does not come off. It's like it's caked on there. It's like it's a chemical reaction between it and the paint on the wheel. So I did a little form research and I'm going to go through exactly what I'm going to try to do to get these clean. I mentioned I got these off Craigslist. I keep an eye out for these. I really wanted the G8 with the 19s, but the other of the white color combo and the red and black interior is more important to me, and I knew I could swap out the rims. Finally found a good deal on these on Craigslist, but with any good deal there's always an issue. So the first issue was it had a screw in it, but it was direct in the tread, so I paid $20 to get that fixed up by a professional that took it off the rim, make sure it was all good and dandy. And that was the main issue I knew of. I honestly thought this would come off by itself, but it didn't. So I read online, and the solution that I think is going to work is some potent, nasty stuff called Muriatic acid. Etches concrete. Should be fun. So since this stuff says you can dive, I'm going to wear some goggles, some good gloves, maybe a respirator to make sure we don't breathe any of this crap in and make sure we don't splash it anywhere. But let's see if this actually takes this junk off. But first I'll show you just how stubborn it is. Normally with rust like this you just get some made to purpose wheel cleaner, spray it on, let it sit for about a minute, rinse it off with some water. But this stuff, I've done this, I let it sit for like 10 minutes, tried spraying it, not come off. The dirt will come off, but it's so embedded that it's like pretty much a chemical reaction between the two. It doesn't get any better no matter how much I scrub. I probably could do this for hours and hours, but nobody got time for that, especially when you're trying to make your ride fresh. So let's see if this potent stuff will actually do anything. Alright, so I flip the rim around in case this stuff completely eats through the paint, which I hope it doesn't. Got my goggles on. You're supposed to use those chemical resistant gloves. I don't have any, so I've got gloves on gloves on gloves. Thankfully this is only one rim we have to do this to, but let's see what happens. Blotch in for a little bit, and then we'll come back and see if we can get rid of it. Hey, this is working. And so I barely had any on, but you can see that in here it's starting to fade away. Alright, it's been about an hour. Okay, good news and bad news. Good news, this muriatic acid works, but when it hits concrete it sizzles real bad because it's meant to etch concrete, so that kind of freaks me out. It's good news. It's cleaned it up a decent amount, but it's not like spray it on, apply it on, and spray it off with a hose. It's definitely required some scrubbing. But the rim's looking 1,000 times better than what it did, if you can tell. And the inside here, definitely a lot better. But the stubborn bits are what remain, and it's requiring a lot of scrubbing. So I'm going to be scrubbing some more. Alright, so next day I spent most of the morning to cleaning that one damn wheel. Probably took about 3 hours. It was super stubborn. Turns out though that muriatic acid, how you spell it, talk it, whatever, isn't as potent as I thought. It'll eat through cement, but it won't eat through your rubber gloves or tires or anything like that. I still made sure I didn't get on the tires and stay on there for that long. It broke up the rust, and I had to put a little bit of effort into it, but I finally got it into a good spot. So let me show you where we're at now. Believe it or not, this is the wheel that had all that caked on stuff, and it is looking bitchin'. It took 3 hours, but in comparison, the other 3 wheels took 5 minutes to clean. That's how serious this brake dust was, but I even got most of the back as well. But you can see the inside got it pretty clean. Like, I could get all anal and get all that stuff in there clean, but no one's ever gonna see that. So I got it to a good spot. And before I put these on the car, I want to put some wax in them. Not like super duper fancy wax like you do for your car, but just to give it some fighting attempt against brake dust in the future, because I do not want to deal with that ever again. So let me show you what I do for putting on wax on wheels. Alright, so I got 3 different kinds of waxes here. I probably only need 1, but I'm just kind of weird like that. The first one is, I want to wax the inside of the wheel, but obviously you're almost never going to see it, and who really cares? So for that, I have top of the line Armorall Ultra Shine Butter Smooth Wax. I got this on clearance. I think I paid $2 for it, because I do not trust it at all. With the name Butter Smooth, it comes out looking like butter. Can't believe it's not butter, it's wax. Instead of with regular wax, you let it dry, then take it off. This thing just says put it on and take it off instantly. So kind of sketchy, but makes it really easy to take it on, take it off, and to the inside, don't care. So I've already done this on the wheels. It just goes right on and comes right off. Alright, so for the front of the wheels, I'm going to polish, then wax. This is some Total Wax Ice Synthetic Paste Polish. It might be wax, but I don't know. It worked good on the other wheels, and it was cheap, and I got this old rag laying around, so this is going to get rid of any like watermarks or any like fine imperfections, because I'm not trying to make these show quality, because this is a wheel and this isn't a show quality car, although I like to think it is. Strong emotional bond. But this will do the good job. We're going to do the outside bits, inside, and then here. I'm not going to do the back of this. And since I'm not too concerned about this, its instructions just say put it on, take it off. So I'm going to spend all of about 3 minutes per wheel maybe. Now that's done. I have some wax that I don't use on my car, at least the G8. I'll use this wax maybe on the truck. These wheels are like you could eat dinner off of, but still I wouldn't use your regular wax and pad on wheels. But got some Gold Class Caranuba Plus wax. This stuff's pretty good. You leave it on for a couple minutes, let it dry, then take it off. This is pretty easy. Same deal, just put it on. This is going to give it the shine and the protection of making it easy to clean your wheels later. And I don't think I mentioned this before, but all these steps are for like painted wheels, like if they're painted with a paint that might be on your car. Don't do this for like polished wheels or something. This is other techniques. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this on, let it dry, and then take it off. And as far as my level of doing this ever again, it might be never, but I'm doing it because of all the rust that was on here before, and how junky they were and how neglected they were. Like the wheels that are on my G8 now, the 18s, they've probably never been waxed, but they look brand new. But these look more fresh, so these are going to go on soon. Alright, these are all good to go now. I'm so happy with how these turned out. They definitely have some little scratches here and there, but see that shine, baby. Hot damn. But no, they'll look good. The only thing left to do for these is to put some holding badges here, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, so all that's left is to put these on the old G8. The G8 isn't as clean as the wheels, which is funny. I'll probably wash it soon. Let me show you the 18s on it now. Yeah, they're okay. They don't look as cool. The car's so big that I don't think they do the car justice. That's as good as I can get because it's going to roll down the driveway. But you can see, I could probably make them a little bit cleaner, like shinier if I clean them, but
I think these 19s are having a shine that's better than the 18s to begin with. Alright, so I'm going to crack the lugs and I'm going to put one at a time. Just check up each side and put a wheel on. I don't know if you can hear that bug chirping or whatever, but that's the sound of it's hot as shit in summer and I'm sweating my ass off. This is a 22. I'm just going to use this to brake them. Hopefully I'm man enough today. I'm not going in the car, I'm not going to put jacks in, I'm just going to quickly zip it on, zip it off. Back two done, let's lower it down and do the front. So I'm pretty sure my suspension is getting worn because it did this when I did the front as well. I thought I bent something when I did this last time. But look, like if you can see, the wheel cocks out to the right on both sides, or like pops outward, and there's a ton of height. That freaked me the F out when I first did it. But you just got to drive it for maybe like 2 seconds and it will settle itself out. Now I know those rotors look terrible. They're OEM ones, you got to replace them soon. But for right now, the brake pads are just fine. And there's no visible signs of anything wrong with the rotors, it's just kind of ugly. I hate those pitch roll things. So before I take it anywhere and get rid of this goofy ass gap thing here, you gotta set the tire pressure sensors to know which side's which. The guy told me the tire pressure sensors were in here, so we're gonna find out now. This left side's on, so let's let a little air out. I think it'll chirp once it recognizes it. Set the side driver with the light on. That ain't good. Alright, let's try putting some air in. Alright, that's all I got for today. I'm hot as hell and happy the wheels are on, but I got to figure out that tire pressure sensor issue. I don't know, figure it out. I think we're still too close to the other tire, so I hasn't read anything bad. Took it around the block, seems fine. But seemed to ride good. Thanks all for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't sweat as much as I do because it's not a track race. Have a good one.